Welcome to the first episode of World Poverty and Famine News. I am your host, the founder of FeedStarvingChildren.org. Thank you for joining us. Let's jump straight into it. Up first, we are visiting WorldFoodProgram.org. Let's visit the emergencies section and check out how bad things really are all over the world. First, we have the starvation emergency in Haiti. Nearly 1 million people are highly food insecure. 4.3 million people across the country do not have enough to eat. This is truly heartbreaking. What are we doing to help these people who are starving to death? What we can do is send as much food to orphanages and food banks as possible. There is so much we can do, and that's what this news show is about. Spreading the word about poverty in poor parts of the world and getting regular people and companies to send as much food as possible to starving people around the world. Governments will only do so much, and clearly it is not enough. Let's check out the next poverty starvation emergency on worldfoodprogram.org. 8.7 million people are food insecure in northeast Nigeria. Afghanistan starvation emergency. 22.8 million people face acute food insecurity. The definition of acute food insecurity is when a person's inability to consume adequate food puts their lives or livelihoods in immediate danger. 8.7 million Afghans face emergency level food insecurity. Southern Madagascar starvation emergency. 1.3 million people in need of emergency food assistance. 135,476 children starving from acute malnutrition. These are serious, real problems in the world. It's amazing that we never see stuff like this on the news here in America. What could be more important than talking about all these people starving to death all over the world and how we can end world hunger and fix this problem? This is a humanitarian crisis. Let's check out the United Nations website and news about starvation happening around the world. Yemen starvation emergency alert. 8 million face reduced rations amid funding shortages. World Food Program said that food prices have more than doubled across much of Yemen this year. They include 5 million people who are at immediate risk of slipping into famine. They will remain on full ration, World Food Program says. Over half the population of Yemen, or 16.2 million people, face acute hunger, and 1 in 2 children under 5 is at risk of malnutrition. Look at this article from the United Nations. World Food Program warns 3 million more now teetering on the edge of famine. The United Nations World Food Program warned on Monday that the number of people teetering on the edge of famine in 43 countries has risen to 45 million. Earlier this year, the number was 3 million fewer, and it's because of acute hunger spikes around the world. The increase covers those in desperate need in Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Haiti, Somalia, Angola, Kenya, and Burundi. There are so many people out there that need our help. World Food Program, together with aid partners, said that it is doing everything possible to increase assistance for millions who risk starvation and hunger hotspots across the world, but unavailable resources are unable to keep pace with demand. Today, the cost of averting famine globally is estimated at $7 billion. The United States government has now spent $6 trillion on the virus. Meanwhile, the World Food Program says that it would only be $7 billion to avert famine globally. What the hell is going on, and why don't I hear about this on the news? Famine could be ended. What could be more important than saving millions and millions of people from starving to death? These people need our help. These children need our help. If we do not help them, who will? I'm not saying that we can trust all these numbers and these websites and that we can trust giving our money to a charity or the United Nations. I am simply reporting the news that seriously countless people are facing starvation and starving to death. What can we do about it? We can definitely do something. We can start by getting as much food as possible to as many starving orphans as possible. Let me show you how to use feedstarvingchildren.org's easy 1-2-3 step system to have food delivered to an orphanage in a poor part of the world. Okay, let's go to Google and find an orphanage real quick in a poor part of the world. For this example, we'll do Manila, Philippines orphanages. Okay, let's check out the results. If we go here to maps, then we're able to see a whole view of everywhere around. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Here's the address, a lot of 5 stars, a lot of reviews. Looks legit. We can definitely spend more time researching before we place an order, but for this example, we'll just speed right through it. Here's another one. See how quick and easy it is to find an orphanage to have food delivered to? Step 2. Find a local food supplier that can deliver. Manila, Philippines Rice Wholesaler. For this example, we will be finding food wholesalers so we can get the best price for our large orders. Here's this one here I've used many times, North Pasadena Wholesale Company. They are a great company that has provided most of the food that feedstarvingchildren.org has purchased and delivered to orphanages in the Manila, Philippines area. I know for a fact that they have honored every order that I have given them. They have sent me pictures and videos of them delivering for every order I have given them. A great company and great people. I highly recommend that you contact them now if you are serious about giving a shipment of food in the Manila, Philippines area. Like any website, we just go to products, select some products, add to the cart, go to checkout, all the normal stuff. Step 3, place the order and have it delivered. But here for the shipping address, we just put the address of the orphanage that we are trying to send the food to. It's just that simple. It's that easy. You can have food delivered to an orphanage right now. It's really just that easy. Simple 1-2-3 step system. Anyone can do it. Take action today. Tomorrow isn't promised. Most orphanages, they need food, as much food as they can get to feed all their children. They might not need it this month, but they will need it next month. And if they have a surplus amount, they can share with another close by orphanage or family who needs food. Finding people who need food in these communities is very common. So the more food that we pump to these communities, the better. Truly, I just want to thank you guys for joining for this first episode. And please hit that, subscribe, like, share, all that. Leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. We're just trying to share the word and get as many people following as possible so we can grow this community. Feedstarvingchildren.org does not take any donations. We don't want 1 penny of your money. We want every single penny to be spent on food for starving children. That is why we promote the 1-2-3 step system, so that you and your family can send food directly to an orphanage or a food bank in a poor part of the world. So you know that every single penny is spent on food, and the money isn't going to some huge building with hundreds of employees in an air-conditioned office and all the baloney. All that matters is getting as much food as possible to starving kids. This is the first episode, and we do have plans to make this thing big, huge. I am please just begging every single person listening to this, if you have some extra money lying around, please just send some starving kids some food, please. Send it to an orphanage or a food bank in a poor part of the world. That's all we want. That's all this thing is about. No one cares about your new $10,000 landscape yard out front. Nobody cares. What should matter is that you sent food to starving children in need. Sending food to starving kids really can save lives. This is a humanitarian crisis. Thank you for joining us on this episode tonight. Please keep your eyes peeled for episode 2. Thank you. Good night.